What it do, man?
Hella comfortable. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm smooth, man. I feel like we just time traveled. It's been like, what, like 5-6 months? I don't know. It's been a minute.
Yeah, about 5 months. Yeah, five months.
5 months? Shit. What it do, everybody? We back with another one. Whole lot of cap. Shit, been a minute. We missed a lot of topics. Fuck it. We vowed to remain consistent. You know what I'm saying? Take that with a grain of salt. A lot of y'all daddies told y'all moms that shit. Yeah, I ain't seen that nigga since he went to go get some milk. But we gonna try, you know what I'm saying? We gonna do our best.
We ain't even 30 seconds in, nigga. Already making fun of the dads, man.
Hey, man. Speaking of the dads.
What happened?
Man, America's dad, allegedly. You know?
Stop.
American dad. Man, this shit was crazy. So, this is how I found out about what was going on. So, I'm on IG and I'm seeing people say, damn, Charlie. Fuck, Charlie. I'm just constantly seeing that. So I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on with Charlie Sheen? Like, and I was like, because Charlie Sheen just wrote a book, right?
Mm.
And apparently in the book, he talked about how doing drugs made him go over to the other side of the pond. He was...
Oh, how he experimented, how he wanted to experiment with men?
I don't think men can experiment, but that's a whole nother topic. But like he was fucking with dudes, you know what I'm saying? And he came out in his book and said, you know, he was bisexual. And so I'm thinking like more and more people had just, you know, just found out about the fact that he fucked with men too. So I was like, damn, this Charlie Sheen information is going crazy right now. Like, you know, I mean, Money Talks is my favorite movie of all time. So I just figured, you know, Charlie Sheen probably just meant a lot to a lot of people. And to know he was busting it open was probably, you know, very triggering to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But
this is a terrible lead up.
So I mean, this is just what I was thinking. So boom, right? I type in Charlie on IG. Y'all keep that in mind. I typed in Charlie on IG, not Twitter. And then Charlie Kirk, a guy who I wasn't super familiar with, I saw some of his debates. Matter of fact, I saw a lot of shit that he said back in the day or recently, and it was like, so the ideology that he was pushing was so wild that I couldn't even just really watch a whole video of his. But I'm seeing him talking. I'm like, oh, he must be talking that shit, or he's saying something that's triggering people again. And boom, like, I promise to God, I had no idea what was gonna happen. He got shot, like, right on camera. So Charlie Kirk was in Utah and got murdered in front of an entire crowd of people, including his family, who was in attendance. And everybody was, that's all people have really been talking about, like, the past week. And, you know, come to find out, he wasn't killed by, you know, the people that he say are responsible for majority of the crime in America, black people. He wasn't killed by the right or the left. He wasn't killed by the left, the far left as they call him. He was actually killed by another conservative, you know, white guy, you know.
All this is alleged, please. I don't get canceled. Allegedly.
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 But just know the guy who allegedly did it was turned in by his own father. Allegedly. And which means he probably did that shit. It's kind of wild. So, man, what's your thoughts on this, man? This whole Charlie Kirk situation, man?
I think it's a sad day for America, only just because of the fact that we're looking at this, to me, we're looking at this incorrectly. We're looking at somebody who really didn't have any political weight. And by that, I mean, he wasn't a congressman. He wasn't running for any type of office. He wasn't an alderman. He really was just a political debater or like a political influencer. And he was killed for his ideologies, right? His words. And I think this should stoke some type of fear in a lot of the other political influencers, because we're at the point now where the First Amendment is just kind of, it's a landmine right now, because what's happening is that the same people who are vilifying Charlie Kirk are doing the same thing Charlie Kirk is doing, right? Just stating your opinion. We all say, hell, right now what we're doing, we're stating our opinion, right?
Right.
Now, not to say that we're like, every person who speaks is going to get killed, but this is a really stark reminder that we just have to kind of be very aware of what we put out into the atmosphere, I guess. And also we also have to be very aware of how we internalize things, because Charlie said some things I agree with, and Charlie said a lot of things I don't agree with. But if I didn't agree with it, I didn't subscribe to it. I just was like, oh, that's crazy. And I went about my day. I didn't internalize it. I didn't sit there and write a manifesto about it. I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to agree with him all the time, and that's cool, and that's what makes America great, because you don't have to agree with somebody 100%, but you could still listen to the ideology and go, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I may not fuck with it, but cool. Like, that's just what it is. So for somebody to internalize it that much and make it to the point where they had to act on it, I think is insane.
Yeah, I mean, killing somebody for their thoughts, or their views on stuff is a bad precedence to be set, but the president was already set. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got JFK, you got Martin Luther King, you got Malcolm X. It's like, this shit has been going on for years and years, you know what I'm saying? But this dude was just like nowhere near as influential as those people, or it's like, so listen, I heard today that, basically Charlie Kirk is like the Nipsey Hussle of white people. Like, he's more popular in death than he actually was in real life. Or now he's gained so much traction. And you could tell that he had so many people that were against the shit that he was doing, to the point where everybody that they were describing as people who would have killed him, whether it be Israel, whether it be black people, whether it be the left, like, he wasn't killed by any of those groups, which means that you spewed a lot of hate, because you got so much vitriol because you were out here saying a lot of negative things, especially about our people. He was out here, promoting propaganda that was actually unsubstantiated. Like, a lot of stuff, he was actually, promoting a lot of stereotypes and, passing it off as fact, and which I thought was very, very detrimental to our people as a whole, because, if everybody else starts believing like that, and it don't take everybody. Like with him, he was killed by one person. So let's say and for the people who don't understand what I'm saying, this man was super influential, right? Mm-hmm. He was influential to the point, and if you say like, oh, his influence wouldn't cause people to do something, his own influence caused his own death. He influenced somebody so much, his words had so much of a bearing on somebody that they actually came to kill him. I heard that the guy that did it allegedly lost a debate to him or something like that. He couldn't take the L.
Yeah, there's no proof of that. There was a video of a guy who he was debating that looked like him, but it was somebody else. And the guy was on Twitter, I think, and he said, "That's me."
Yeah.
Not old boy. But like I said, to kind of harken back to what you're saying, I don't. The problem with the conversations that we're having about Kirk is just the fact that he was only just stoking conversations and basically saying, hey, here's my views on things, debate me as to why you think differently. And I think this is why he captured the youth, because the youth didn't have a voice when it came to the political scene. They only kind of fucked with them every 4 years when it was time to vote for the president, and he was going to campuses to kind of say, hey, what's your thoughts on this? So he was basically it was just kind of like, hey, this is what I think, prove me wrong, right? And I think that's what it was, and making kids use their critical thinking skills, something that's not being used in schools as of late.
But I could go with that ideology, that line of thinking, that rhetoric, if he left it strictly to politics. He spoke on stuff that had no political ramifications. He would speak on things that he would talk about politics, but then a lot of times he would just tell us his random thoughts on shit that, like, just to piss us off. Like, he would talk about, random things that would happen, and I don't know why a lot of times it was black people. Why black people are always the bad guy, and like in majority of the shit that he was talking about. I don't know, but like, for instance, right? he went in on George Floyd, said he didn't die from a knee to his neck. He died from a drug overdose. Which is anybody who saw the video, a knee on your fucking neck is the reason that man died. Like, it wasn't because of a drug overdose. And then again, like if it was a drug overdose, why didn't you let him up when he said he couldn't breathe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, and it's so ironic because then you're killed in public, you know, the same as, like, everything about this situation was ironic to the core. He was against getting rid of guns. He was killed by a gun. He said he was okay with, when somebody brought up the fact that, like, oh, guns cause a lot of deaths, and he was like, you know, I'm cool with some people dying every year, you know, to guns, so we can keep them because we need them to keep ourselves safe. And he wound up being a person who died to gun violence. On top of that, you said, like, I've seen people online making this correlation. You said that George Floyd didn't die because he had a knee on his neck. He died because of a drug overdose. Well, and then people were like, well, you didn't die from a bullet to the neck. You died from losing too much blood. Like it's like people are taking everything that happened, and it's like just so ironic, like that you went through the exact same shit that you were like belittling or you know, just not. He wasn't putting much credence on like a lot of the problems that were caused by any of the situations that went on. He made it seem like it was nothing, and then now his family's going through it, and the people are making it seem like it's everything.
Well, yes, and I think this is the problem that we have, right? Where, you know, depending on which side of the aisle that you're on, you're going to care more about your people than you're going to care about the other people, because there wasn't as much, I don't want to say fanfare, or there wasn't much coverage as the two politicians that were killed in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So I get both sides of the aisle. My only concern is that Kirk was really just a talking head. So it's kind of like going to Stephen A. Smith and killing Stephen A. Smith because, God forbid, killing Stephen A. Smith because he talks ill of the Dallas Cowboys, right? And the Cowboys fan says, "I'm tired of you talking about that," and then kills him for his opinion. We're kind of on that type of level. Yes, Kirk did say a lot of things that were asinine. I agree with you. A lot of them, the takes were ill-spoken, right? Mm-hmm. But it's still not enough for somebody to sit there and say, yeah, it's time to like remove him. You know, I think a lot of people. There's this commentator on YouTube, I forget his name, but every time Kirk says something about the black community, he makes a video, basically says, hey, listen, this is why Kirk is wrong. And I think that's probably the best response.
The dude with the ponytail?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So, but I believe that's the best response to ignorance, is just to sit there and say, okay, cool, I get your point of view. It may stink, but this is why this is wrong, right? Yeah. And I think he created that alley for people to kind of have the conversation where, you know, there was a lot of things he did say. Like, he was like, a lot of the reason why we have these issues is because the nuclear family has been destroyed in our community. And to a lot of extent, there is correlation to it. But like I said, that's not the only thing, right? So yes, there's a lot of things that he said was way out of character, way out of line, but I don't think it's enough to sit here and just eradicate the man just because of his beliefs.
Yeah, I mean, but we agree with that on that subject for sure. Like, he shouldn't have been killed over it. But literally from the man's own mouth, like, he didn't believe in hate speech. He didn't believe it existed. So these people that's talking down on him, like, leave him alone, because the man by himself said he doesn't believe in hate speech. So people are able to say whatever the hell they want. He was also cool with people dying from gun violence. He died from gun violence. He was also cool with, you know, coming up with a different alternate reality universe reason for why somebody died, even when you saw it, you know, in 4K. Like, so it's just like everything that happened with this man. Like, I can understand like people not giving a fuck, because he did not give a fuck when it happened to somebody else of a different skin color. Even saying that a lot of the stuff that happens in society today is because of, you know, basically the death of the nuclear family. Who initiated that whole thing? Black people were tight-knit back in the day. And we had to be. We were, like, you know, enslaved, and when we were released, like, all we had was our family. So men and women clung together, you know. and did it the right way. What the fuck happened? We all know. Fast forward to the 70s. They started putting rules in place where already we're just coming out of segregation. It's hard as hell to find work for many of our grandfathers, right? At the time, it's hard for them to find work. If not, it's work where they're just day laborers and working the shit out of these people. And the ones who weren't able to find work, the government would step in and help out the women. But then they had to push the men out of the homes in order to receive the funding that they needed to survive. Man, that led to a lot of black women being empowered and not having to have like this hierarchy in their house where they had to actually listen to their husband because it was a situation. Not because, I mean, if we're gonna keep it real, like there was a violence situation between men and women of all colors back then. Like domestic violence was a real thing. So like these women was like, this dude putting his hands on me. I don't need him for money now. Like, yo, get the fuck out. Like, oh, cool. So it's reasons why a lot of this shit happened. There is reasons why like they promoted a lot of bullshit like and fuckery within our community to put us in a state where we're just like the family sector is just really fractured right now. It used to be like even growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, family was way stronger and way more tight knit than it is now.
Right. And
that's just something that you can't put solely on black people. We're like some of that shit we should have like rose above, you know what I'm saying, and saw the end game. But as we see, we got a lot of people in our community that ain't trying to do better. They are completely brainwashed. And so it's a sad situation what happened with him. But at the same time, we're talking about somebody who had no empathy for anyone. I want to say he actually had a debate where he said empathy is something that he doesn't think.
He said empathy basically plays into delusion. Like he can have sympathy for you, but he doesn't want. He said empathy really isn't a thing. So which in certain circumstances, I get what he's saying, right? Like it does make sense. But I think we've been taking his words out of context, and I think that's what is causing a lot of the discourse among people saying what they're saying about him, all the negativity and the ignorance going with it. Because if you look at a lot of those comments where he's talking like the black community, he articulates everything he's saying. You still may not agree with it, but it doesn't. Once you look at the actual context of the clip, now it kind of goes, okay, I see the point of view. I may still not agree with it, but now it provides a little bit more color to what's going on.
Yeah, details, context definitely matters in everything. But like saying that you don't believe in empathy, like so somebody have called his wife up like a couple hours after he got shot and be like, yo, you trying to fuck? Like it's like shit. But
that's like that. Still sympathy. Like I can still feel sorry for you and then understand why I'm feeling sorry for you. What he's saying is that, like, for instance, when your kids do like they're sad about something and it's like, for instance, like, oh my invisible friend is missing, and you go, hell, like whatever. And they want you to feel sorry for them. I could feel sorry, but I'm not going to be empathetic to the fact that your invisible friend is there. It doesn't make sense. That's your delusion. Like, that's just your interpretation of things. So I don't have to kind of extend extra, emotions to that rhetoric just because it doesn't really make sense. Sympathy is kind of like, okay, we're having a logical conversation. You're going through something. I'm talking you through the issue that you're having, and we can relate on something and have like a more logical, common sense solution towards it. I think that's where he was pivoting towards when it comes to a lot of the conversations he was having. Like I said, a lot of the things I don't subscribe to, right? Like Kirk was one of those people that did sometimes race bait and did have conversations where you were just kind of like, I see what he's trying to do. But a lot of times he wasn't really too far off from the main idea. He just had to articulate it to stoke both sides. But
sympathy versus empathy thing that you were talking about, sympathy is understand. So empathy is actually understanding where they're coming from, right? It's like,
so they both they go hand in hand. Yeah, they are synonymous, but empathy kind of goes more towards I'm understanding everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Regardless of
saying.
it makes sense or it doesn't, I'm there for you. Sympathy is more like we're coming to a resolution. I get what you're saying, and I feel sorry for you.
I can break it down. Sympathy requires no action. Period. I could sympathize. I could have sympathy for my okay, to put it like this. So sympathy, right? If I have somebody who works for me, right? I'm the manager, and I have an employee who just lost a mom. I could be like, oh my God, like that is terrible. That's me, and I could write them a letter. Like I could buy them a card. Sympathy. Empathy is that same coworker not showing up for work and he's on his last strike. And empathy is like me saying, you know what? I can understand where he's coming from. I'm not gonna write him up this time. Like I empathize with what he's got, with what happened, and because I have empathy for him, I put myself in his shoes. My course of action is to not do something that makes this worse.
But you're putting it in a logical sense, right? So that's why I said they are synonymous. They do kind of go hand in hand. But where they go to the fork in the road and they start going left and right is for a person like, let's take that same example, right? Mm-hmm. Where they have 17 grandmas. Their grandmas keeps dying, right? And now it's like, okay, listen, I was empathetic to the first couple, to the first times, but now we're getting to the point where you're abusing and you're living in your own delusion. Where now I have, like, yes, I get that you're going through some type of discourse, but now we're to the point where you're just playing in my face, right? So I can no longer be empathetic. I could be sympathetic to the fact that you're sad and you feel like everything is like going around you, and you have to do what you're doing. You have to lie and have 17 grandmothers, but now I'm no longer empathetic because now we're living in your delusion where you just keep pushing an agenda that's not there.
Facts, but sympathy is something that you can also fake though. So let's
be fake real. Anything.
You can fake all of it. What I'm saying. So if empathy requires action, empathy is like something that you could say you could fake it. Like, but if you really can't, when it comes to what they require from you, right? So if like the same story, right? My employee doesn't show up for work. I can't really fake empathize with him because if he doesn't show up for work, I'm really supposed to write you up. And then you would see that I didn't have any fucking empathy or sympathy, right? Whereas sympathy, you could just lie and be like, oh, I'm so sorry that your husband left you. And then like call me if you need anything. And then really you just meant call me if you need some dick. Because it's like, if you call me for anything else, I'm like, this bitch, can I bring you something to eat? Fuck! You like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ways to fake sympathy.
But you can fake anything. But that's what I'm saying. Like, anything when it comes to emotion, you can really just play around. This is why manipulation is a thing, and this is why it exists. So, yes, I get the point, but a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, we do be like, hey, if you need anything, call me. And then we call you, and it's like, well, like, God forbid, like, you go to a funeral, and what's the first thing they say? Hey, if you need anything, I'm here for you, call me. Right?
Everybody.
Right. And then something may happen, you call that person, and then it goes straight to voicemail. So, like, is that person a terrible person because at the time, they were sympathetic, but now when they needed you 2-3 months later, they ignore them? Depends on how the person internalizes it, right? So this is why I'm saying empathy and sympathy, they are synonymous, but they go left and right, depending on the scenario that's attached to that to those words.
And it might be a time limit attached to empathy, whereas sympathy, maybe it's a longer time period, or maybe it just goes on infinitely. But overall, I mean, we agree, like, nobody should be killed for their opinions. But to sit here and act like we just lost a great man or somebody who was...
He's a great man and a father to somebody. It may not have any impact on our lives, but to somebody or people out there, he is that person. Like, and I think that's why we're having the nasty conversations where we're saying, oh, he was a race baiter, XYZ. Cool, right? But at the end of the day, he's still father. He's still XYZ, whatever he is to somebody. Because if that was your friend or your dad, and somebody said, fuck all that.
Yeah.
you know, you would be like, whoa, calm the fuck down. So, like, you know.
But if he did that. He did that to other people.
Which is fair, but be better than that person. Like, I'm not going to sit here and laugh that a man's dead. I'm not, or sit there and say
either.
the man's an ignorant bastard. Like, no, right? I'm just going to say, well, you know, I may have not agreed with his ideologies. His rhetoric sometimes was a little off-putting, but I didn't subscribe to it. So at the end of the day, it had no bearing on my life. I really hope the family can find some type of peace going forward. That's it. You don't have to sit there and say, oh, he was X, Y, Z, you know, he was this, he was that.
But it doesn't have to be it, though. You don't have to be better. I know you said be better. You don't have to be better. Nobody signed up for that either. Like, it's up to you.
No impact on a lot of people's lives who are saying the nasty things. Like, for instance, there's a whole website right now, people who are getting fired and who are getting chastised because of the fact they're saying ignorant things about Charlie Kirk. And honestly, I understand why it's being done, because if he had no direct impact on your life, why are you talking so ill of a man that really had no bearing on anything? Like, bills were still had to get paid. You know, you still had to get up and go to work. You still had to live your life. Charlie Kirk didn't stop that. He didn't sit there and say, hey, you person over here, I need you to listen to me. I need you to internalize it, and now I need you to sit there and be angry at me for the rest of your life. It's to me, right? To me, it's stupid, right? You don't have to subscribe to anything. If I say something asinine, you can sit there and be like, this motherfucker dumb as hell, and go about your business and not have to worry about it.
No, but it's just a conversation at the end of the day. It's your thoughts on what the man was. Like, it doesn't have to mean that you, the rest of the day or the rest of your life, you wake up every day, you get up in the morning, Charlie Kirk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that deep. It's just like they asking the question about him, or you have a thought about the man. You just put out there how you feel. Like, it's not like those people are like carrying it with them for the rest of their lives. That man had a lot of disgusting ideas and a lot of disgusting verbiage on a lot of people, whether they were dead or alive.
Agreed.
So his family
you don't have to
is going to have to listen to the same thing.
Right, but you don't have to subscribe to it. Like, if as long as he didn't like stop your money process or put you in a situation where now you have to fight for your life, I don't understand the emotional attachment that comes to it. Like, hey, if he says something about our people and you know that's not you, or you know that's not your ecosystem, fuck it. Like, you know what? People are gonna say whatever the fuck they're gonna say. That's why we have the ability to say it.
but it's not like we're putting the onus on people to be
mature
and all that. Like, you don't have to though. Like, so even his wife, like, I mean, let's keep it a buck. Like, she knew who the fuck she married. Like, she probably feels the exact same way he feels about all this shit. And the kids are going to grow up being with the wisdom or lack thereof that was imparted, you know, to them by their father and their mother. So 9 out of 10, we talking about people who are, you know, branches out the same tree. So it's like, I mean, will they be hurt by some of the things that they hear? Undoubtedly. But if you feel some type of way, then you should also be able to understand, empathize, and sympathize with the family of a man who, like, what's his name? George Floyd. Like, of a George Floyd. Like, and understand how your dad or how your husband hurt a lot of people with some of his rhetoric. Like, so if you are a family member of his or a follower of his, if you're hurt by anything that people are saying online, then you should definitely understand the flip side of that coin. That, you know, like, hey, this man was a man who advocated for some of the same very the same very things that were ultimately was his undoing.
Which is fair. Yeah, which is fair. But like I said, we have to, as a people, right? Whether you liked him or not, or whether you rocked with him or you didn't rock with him, we just have to kind of like understand that. Remove the words, remove the podcast, remove him going to the campuses. He's still just a person, and he was killed senselessly just because of the fact that somebody internalized his words so much that it caused a visceral reaction for him to get killed. And I think that's just where we're at with it. Everything else is really just talking points, and we can go back and forth about it till the end of time. But as of right now, look at it from a very granular type of viewpoint. The man was killed for words, and I think that's where, you know, we really have to look at it and go, you know, that's insane. Mm-hmm. And where do we go from here? Because there's so many different versions. There's Nick Fuentes. There's Milo, who's allegedly coming out of retirement, and there's Candace Owens, who all have the same type of rhetoric. Ben Shapiro's another one. Same type of rhetoric that stoke fires and do race bait and stuff like that. Do they have to go into hiding just because of the fact that this sets a nasty precedent?
No, they don't have to go into hiding. They're just gonna move the nasty comments indoors next time. Like, that's what the fuck is gonna happen. They gonna go to the same colleges and they gonna be inside the gymnasium. Like, that's what the fuck is about to happen, man. Like, if we haven't learned anything, white people never change. Like, these motherfuckers are going to, like, white racists. My bad. I'm not just white people. But, you know, like, this shit never changes. Like, you don't really see them change their lives or their ideology too much, you know what I'm saying? So, are things gonna change? Who knows, man? They haven't changed much, you know, in the past, but I tell you who things have changed for, Young Thug. This nigga went from, you know, the Caped Crusader, waging war against all rats, to being King Rat, according to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have waged a war against Young Thug. And when I say they, we don't even know who the fuck they is. It's like
I really
the
think
government.
I know. I think it was the DA, because isn't that the same DA that did the Trump? That did the Trump.
Fannie Willis.
Yes, there we go. She's the same DA. I think
Fannie.
that whole department, they were embarrassed as that because they had demand dead to rights.
Yeah.
Young Thug was filling in the blanks, according to all the
the
phone calls. And, I mean, they didn't really let him off the hook. Had Thug never took that deal, I think he would have been acquitted. But he took the deal, and now he kind of screwed himself a little bit, because 15 years probation is unheard of. I mean, you cough wrong, you go back to jail. So, like, that's a nasty kind of solution. But at the same point in time, I think they released it, and then everybody else was like, well, shit, all I got to do is just put in a form to release the rest of it through the FOIA request, right, which is Freedom of Information Act request. And so it's like, you know, now we're learning that, you know, the man just spent 2.5 to 3 years just talking on the phone, which is insane to me if you have a RICO.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Young Thug, man, has been getting exposed like crazy over the past 3 weeks. He's had phone call after phone call after phone call that was recorded while he was locked up that has been released. Leaked from him talking about Glorilla and how she's not attractive and he wouldn't approach her, to him saying that Lil Baby doesn't stand on business because he say he's against rats, but he's signed to a rat, that being QCP. Which is another whole thing. QCP actually came out and went at Young Thug, so that's been a whole back and forth, which led to Lil Baby retiring from rap, which I don't think nobody believes that shit. Like,
that's not the reason why he retired from rap. He retired from rap because of what QC did with that deal with Scooter Braun.
So I mean, wait a minute, turn it down. Like, so first of all, I that right there, when you know the music business. He was offered some money to buy Scooter Braun to buy
his catalog. Scooter Braun didn't want nobody but Lil Baby's catalog.
Yeah.
And then Lil Baby was playing around, and then Lil Baby was like, "Nah, I'm doing my nigga Q." So Q was like, "Whatever, cool, right?" Scooter Braun calls Q, and Q was like, How about this for this? So Scooter Braun said, fuck it. So $300 million for the whole catalog. Mind you, he didn't really want the whole catalog, but you made the deal sweet. So it's like, I get Lil Baby for $150, then I get the whole catalog. That's Cardi, that's Migos, that's City Girls, that's, what is that? I forget who else is on that fucking label, but it's everybody on the label. The writers, the producers, everything. You get all their catalogs. So basically, you're getting Cardi's catalog, Migos catalog, and everybody else for $150 on top of Lil Baby's $150. So after that, QC said, cool, got you. After he paid everybody back, QC walks away with like, what, $200 million, maybe less, $150 once you pay your parent company. And now, Lil Baby like, cool, we rich. QC said, no, I'm rich. Now it looks crazy because now you fucked yourself out of a deal. QC's rich. Now y'all don't talk no more. He don't really have to take your calls anymore because he's not your boss. Scooter's your fucking boss. So all in all, to your point, you know, the business is a very nasty business, and I think with Lil Baby being such a street nigga, he should have realized that you should have just jumped at the chance or went to the drawing board and negotiated your deal and then figured it out afterwards instead of just getting fucked over the way he did.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, QCP, from my understanding, which came out because I think it was Young Thug. Somebody was talking about how he structures his deals. He owns majority of their
publishing.
That he owns majority of their publishing.
Mm-hmm.
So he
we
didn't
call it
need
the little bit of the what you call it, the baby P Diddy deals.
Yeah, so he never had it was his to give away in the first place. So like
no, Lil Baby owned his deal was different. Lil Baby owned a good amount of his publishing. I think him and Cardi were the only two that owned a lot of their publishing.
So to sell the rights, then how Lil Baby had to have gotten paid something if he owned his publishing. So this whole story ain't sounding like too logical
the
because
deal
there's
the
no
deal
way
was
to
a
fuck him out.
restructuring of Lil Baby's contract. So technically, there's still no money going to Lil Baby. Your deal gets just restructured. So yes and no, because remember the catalog is still owned by the label.
Yeah.
So yes, you do own some type of publishing, but you have to publish something to get your money. Now I don't know the true specifics of the deal, but I do know that Lil Baby got nothing from the deal. He just signed a Scooter Braun now, because now your deal got restructured. Now you're under Scooter Braun, so now you can rework the numbers because QC was bought out. So now whatever your number is can stay your number, and Scooter gets the publishing deal now. So they may have reworked it, but as of right now, the homie got not a bread stick.
But there's no way that you can get fucked out of your publishing if you own your publishing. You would have to literally have to sign your own publishing away. So
but
if
your catalog and your publishing are two different things.
No, I understand that. But you still would get paid from your catalog because you own your publishing.
Correct.
So he is still making the same amount of money. Is basically what I'm hearing. But QC was paid to basically walk away. And who's to be mad at P because he chose to walk away?
Because Baby heard 150 and assumed 150 was coming his way instead of realizing that the business is not. You're never gonna get the full amount. So I think Baby heard one number and was told another number. Like like after taxes in there, we're gonna pay X, Y, Z. You're gonna walk away with thing. Because even on the conversation, he said I could walk away with a 75, 80 mil, and then come to find out, he's not even walking away with not even a third of that.
Yeah, so that means that's on Baby and his team. Like when I say his team, his lawyer, because everybody knows if I own this label and I already have everything set up, I got everything ironclad in this paperwork or whatever. If somebody wants to come in and buy me out of my position, they're buying me out of my position. They're not buying my people out of their position. But now your position is now with this guy. He basically just takes over where I was at. So you don't get any extra money from that. My guy, you are the artist. You get to make money hand over fist whenever you feel like it. So P put money behind you in the first place, which may put you in a position to be rich, not only rich, but famous. This man makes money anytime he goes on one of these streaming platforms, anytime he drops a song, anytime Lil Baby, whenever he wakes up, and if he wants to make $100,000, whenever the fuck he wants to make $100,000, all he has to do is have his team contact a club or a small venue or a stadium, whatever the fuck he wants to do. If he wants to make $50,000, he could literally make $50,000 7 times a week. 7 times a week. All he has to do is go to a club, perform, and he could do that. P cannot do that. He's not an artist. Nobody's gonna pay. I don't give a fuck about seeing QCP. Like he's not gonna make He's not gonna make money for a walkthrough. So, of course, as the owner, P was out of money before he ever made $1 on Lil Baby. He had to pay for studio time, had to pay for videos, had to pay for clothes, had to pay for video girls, had to pay for everything.
Girls? I thought you just go down to Zone 6 and just be like, yo, come on.
Pull up in LA, go to Fig. No, it's like, it's
go
like
down the block, like you want to be in the video? Sure.
So when you rappers try to shortchange the owner of the company or think that because we're doing work together, like now I should be making what this guy makes, fuck no. That man had to take. This is why I say this. DC Young Fly looking at Nick Cannon, the way he does, like, this is my mentor. He went out on a limb for me. Keep that over there. Then you got a Lil Baby who's looking at P like, man, I do majority of the work. I should have got some of that money. I feel like the ideology should be fucking switched. DC Young Fly was only wanted by Nick Cannon because DC Young Fly already had a significant carbon footprint on the internet. He already had 1 million followers on IG when he got signed to Wild 'N Out. He already had 1 million followers on IG, which was super fucking hard to do at the time, by the way. And he was going crazy on Vine. He was just doing his thing. So Nick Cannon didn't look at DC Young Fly and say, can I take this guy from nothing to something? Like, can I make somebody random a star? Yeah. If that was the case, Nick Cannon has a little brother. And we know this because he was on Wild 'N Out like probably 2-3 times. And he could have made his little brother a star. Exactly. You don't know this guy. Like, he was on there like 2 or 3 times over the whole, and he couldn't make him a star. Now, mind you, QCP looked at Lil Baby and was like, you got absolutely, exactly. Nobody knows this shit.
Never do that.
So this is the thing. QCP looked at Lil Baby and said, you got star potential, but potential is not reality. He had to go take his money and put it behind Lil Baby, which is where you rappers got shit fucked up. If a person puts the bag behind you, you goddamn right they deserve a way bigger piece of the pie. They deserve so much more. If you become a millionaire after not even being a thousandaire before you signed your deal, then that owner, that record label exec already did their job. They made you a house. They made 2 promises to you, maybe 3. They might have told you they'd get you some hit songs. They would make you famous and they would make you rich. Once you're rich, famous, and have a hit song, my nigga, they did their job. Now it's time for them to get paid. Point blank, period. It is a business. They didn't owe you shit. Now, the way that DC Young Fly views Nick Cannon is the way that Lil Baby should view QCP. It should be completely, it should be flipped. And DC Young Fly should be looking at Nick Cannon like QCP, like, hey, I mean, my boy, yeah, you did help me out by signing me, but I helped you out too. I brought shitload of ratings to you. Like, I brought this artistry to you that you already knew exists, and you knew people fucked with it already because you saw what I was doing before you even got with me.
Yeah, when you articulate like that, I'm convinced.
Yeah, we got
niggas got the game fucked up.
Yeah, the rappers are looking at shit so fucking ass backwards. And the comedians are looking at shit ass backwards too, whereas the comedian actually had to put their best foot forward to even get out there. So you're coming into the game with leverage. The rappers are coming in with no leverage. We're hoping a motherfucker put some money behind you. And when somebody does, don't turn around and then bite them. Like, just because Young Thug came out and tried to convince you that he did something wrong, QCP did nothing wrong. Period. He did everything right. He changed your life, my guy. And let's say you were a thousandaire before you got with him, because a lot of people say he was getting money, gambling and all that shit. You was and selling drugs. You was doing it the wrong way. Allegedly. You was doing it in the way you could have got locked up.
Allegedly selling drugs.
Allegedly.
We don't condone drug dealing.
We don't condone it. But it's, at the same time, it's like he was able to legitimize all the shit that you had going on. Now you're able to take care of everything. Now you get to come on now. Jada Way.
Get to do whatever you want, man.
Do whatever you want. Or not, you know.
or not. But
just make sure we're still rolling. Yeah.
So, man, I agree with that. I agree with that, and I think I agree that Lil Baby is wrong for feeling the way he's feeling, but I do think his team definitely failed him there. I think that was the perfect opportunity if he really wanted to make a heavy bag, was to basically just have the exclusive negotiating rights with Scooter. But I think, like I said, you know, him having that ideology and having that thought process kind of screwed him over, because the entertainment industry is very fucked up. Like, Glow never would have had that run had Gotti like gave up on her, right? Because there was a time where Glow really wasn't doing anything and she was fading, and then she had that resurgence, right?
It was like a 10-month span, like it was almost a year, like where she had her first like 3 hits back to back.
Right, and then kind of faded, and then Gotti was like, hey, listen, what are you about to do? Because, you know, but I think the only reason, and this is my opinion, I think the only reason why Gotti pushed her was because probably maybe Glow owed money, and he was like, listen, I need ROI. hey, let's make this work. And I think that's a lot of artists are kind of like that, where you kind of see them keep coming back is because maybe they just owe niggas money.
Yeah.
So because like I said, a lot of record labels aren't fronting big bags anymore. They're not giving you $1 million up front like they did back in the early 2000s and in the 90s, and they're not sitting there giving you marketing. You need to come already marketed, and then they can sit there and just put you in certain avenues that need money to get there. So this is why a lot of underground artists are getting hot, like Destin Conrad, Alex Isley, Leon Thomas. All of those, they already came with cult followings. Yeah. So and I think that's the main thing now, where you have to come basically 50% already formatted, or else they're not gonna fuck with you, because that's just how a lot of the entertainment industry is becoming now.
Yeah, and with that being the case, then it's more of a partnership. Once you come in with some leverage, this is what we're talking about. Like, there's a lot of guys who came into the rap industry with no leverage. Like, when you come in with no leverage, you are looking, for lack of a better term, you're looking for a sugar daddy. You're looking for somebody with the bag that could put that shit behind.
It's a crazy analogy, but I fuck with it.
Yeah.
it's a crazy analogy.
Yeah, I mean,
you're looking for a sponsor.
Yeah, a sponsor. That's literally what it was. It wasn't a chick that had a song called Sponsor that was like, but they definitely are looking for a sponsor. Whereas a comedian, an up-and-coming comedian, we can literally, I do content, you know what I'm saying, obviously, but like, I do videos that do, like, I got on my TikTok, I got a video here that'll do 25,000. I have one that does like 1,200, and then another one that does 20,000. It's like, by the time with consistency, involved, like, by the time I get signed to, do a Wild 'N Out or something similar, I'm walking in, like, let's say at this point I got 10 million views. Like, I'm walking in with some leverage that says, hey, people actually are paying attention to what the fuck I'm doing. So no, you can't little boy me, you can't lowball me, because I'll just stay over here doing what I'm doing on my own and making bread that way instead of taking the little crumbs that you giving me. Because I heard at one point, like, people from Wild 'N Out were making, which I don't know this to be true at all, but I heard that they checks was like $1,500 a week, like, which is shit that people make in the free world, like, like working regular jobs. Like, there's a lot of people who can make $1,500, like, which is decent for, it's not like the worst money in the world, don't get me wrong, at all. It's like, it's actually decent. But $1,500 to do some shit in the entertainment field where they're getting $1 million checks, monthly, like, you only breaking me off $1,500, that's kind of dicey. Like, but going forward, like, you're not gonna be able to pay somebody $1,500 who makes $1,500 per video that they drop, and their videos only last like 10-15 seconds. Like, I could drop 20 videos a day, like, so it's just gonna be harder to get over on people. The more and more leverage that people have, it's gonna be interesting. But back to the Young Thug topic, man. We got all the way off of that one. So what do you think about Young Thug, like, and because it seems as if the reason people are going so hard at him and trying their best to, diminish all of his accomplishments and who he is as a person is because he went so hard at Gunna, and they're looking at him like, bro, you were in this room, in this interrogation room where you did not have to be. You was there for like 2.5 hours. You was in there saying, hey, I'm gonna give y'all my number, but y'all call me, but don't let the people know that I told y'all I told y'all what I told y'all. And then on top of that, you saying I heard that Pee Wee Roscoe shot up the Lil Wayne's tour bus. What else did he say? It was one more thing that was just like fucking crazy. Like, he was on there running his mouth though inside that room, inside the interrogation room. And that's just contrary to everything we had come to believe about Young Thug, from his own mouth. Like, yo, we don't talk to cops. And you just went so hard at Gunna, calling him a snitch and a rat and all that shit, which may be true, but it's like, if you are doing the same thing, what's going on, my guy?
And this is why I said the DA is probably the one that kind of started the snowball, and then it became an avalanche, just because of the fact that I think Young Thug embarrassed them by winning, because they had a good case, and then it started falling apart once everybody kind of started falling in line per se. I think the level of snitching was insane. I think all Gunner did was confirm information that was already there, or didn't, or whatever. So, and I think that's why people looked at Gunner like, oh, Gunner's a snitch. But all Gunner did was like, hey, you got this information, whatever, right? Your Thug volunteered information to the point where he kept volunteering information, and then he was like, hey, if you need more information, call me, I can think of something. And I think that's probably a more egregious level of snitching than Gunner just confirming information that they already had. Thug was filling in blanks and adding information to the point where it was just like, we did not know this. Like what you said, like what time, like when that happened, that's crazy.
February 1st? Nah, Peter, that was on February 12th. Oh, okay.
At 10:55.
Yeah,
right by the Wendy's over there on East Cotton. So yeah, I think that's the bigger issue right now, and I think it takes. I want to say it's not going to be career ending for Thug, but I do believe that Thug really has to go on a perfect run where he got to drop some legendary, unskippable shit that's going to make people go, you know what? I can forget about this.
Yeah, but these last two songs that he just released, they sounded so horrible. Like the ones where he was dissing everybody from YSL, you know what I'm saying? The shit was crazy. Like he was dissing everybody. Yak Gotti just came out and was dissing him, then deleted the video, but it's the internet, people. Shit lives on forever. Because it's looking like Yak Gotti would, like, literally snitch. That's what it's looking like according to the other YSL members. 1090J came out and said that he was reading his paperwork, where it looks like he actually told them that he gave Duke, YSL Duke, if y'all know, y'all know. They went on a drill because Duke got jumped in the club, and they were saying that Yak Gotti literally told the police, and it's in paperwork, that, hey, yeah, he had my gun, but he had my gun because I gave it to him because he wanted to kill the people who, beat him up in the club, and I was just the driver. Which is like, I guess out of all of the YSL members, that's probably the most egregious thing we've heard. But Yak Gotti didn't have any solo hits, or like he's not as known. Really sounded as a rapper, but you know what I'm saying, he ain't really known for real, like outside of the A. And we don't even really listen to bro like that here. He just on all the YSL mixtapes or whatever, he used to have like dope ass verses here and there, but solo shit we ain't really just know bro like that. So he's not getting as much vitriol publicly because he's a lesser known guy, but it seemed like he might have he got the worst allegations of them all, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Thug actually had a great ass comeback. Like this is the one victory I saw that I'm gonna give him credit for in the interview he did with Big Bank. When they asked him why did he lie to Lil Baby and 21 Savage about telling his brother to take a plea deal. They was like, yo, you told your brother to take a plea deal? He was like, nah. And then they was like, well, word on the street is that your brother saying that you told him to take the plea deal, and he said on God. And then Young Thug laughed and said, well, on that same God, I didn't tell him. And then, so come to find out, when Young Thug got out of jail, he made a tweet saying, yeah, I told my brother to take the plea deal. My mom, he was in jail for 12 years. On top of that, he didn't have to say in his plea deal what Gunna said, right? So everybody was like, bro, why? So and then he deleted that tweet. So they were like, bro, why did you lie to 21 Savage and Lil Baby and tell them that you didn't tell your brother to put in the plea deal? Young Thug said something that was masterful. Like, if he just came up with this on the fly, you know what I'm saying, then he's a fucking genius. He was like, bro, me and my brother are locked up on the exact same case. We are to have no communication with each other while we're in jail. But while we're in jail, we still got money. So guess what? We were able to be in the communication with each other. When I was talking to 21 Savage and I was talking to Lil Baby on the phone, I knew the police was recording my shit. So obviously I couldn't tell them that I told my brother what type of deal to take, because then they're gonna know that we're in communication with each other. And now they're pulling all the pleas off the table, and now we got more charges. I was like, bro, I'm fine with that explanation. That's perfect. He didn't have to put it on God, but because now he make it look crazy. But like, that explanation is like the most
You also
perfect
got to be
explanation.
real careful because they can easily just reinsert new evidence, and I think we live in a case where, especially with that type of DA, she's petty. She could easily bring you back up on charges saying, "Oh, this is where we're at with it."
Easily.
So you don't want to get caught in a DJ Vlad situation where your testimony getting used in court.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I get it. I agree. I think that was a solid response.
Yeah.
But that's one win off of many losses.
Many L's. And speaking of that, you hear Glorilla's diss song now?
I like it.
Yeah, that shit was hard. That shit was hard. That was like, that's one thing in life you never want to do. I mean, ever. You don't really want to get into a checking match with a person from Memphis. Like, y'all don't know who a checking is. Playing the Dozens, Jones, and like just joking back and forth. Somebody from Memphis, like we literally don't know how to fucking stop. I'm honestly, like that's how we greet each other. We literally greet each other. What's up, man? Ugly ass nigga. Like that's literally how we greet each other. And like at family gatherings, it's crazy. So she
in front of grandma and all that.
Yeah, in front of grandma. Like it don't matter. Like, and that's literally how we come in. Like, and it's funny as hell because she started out the song. She was like, "Young Bug, bring your ass here." Like she was going in from the jump. She called this nigga a Jamaican Vegeta. She called him. She said he looked like a piece of shit. He looks like a Long Island iced tea with a forward trish. Which
Did
is
you see the
it was
thing
crazy
that they released with Young Thug with the teeth that a nigga had?
before the veneers.
Yeah, before the veneers.
Yeah, I've seen that picture many times. It is very
That
wild.
was my first time seeing it, and I was like, "That's crazy." I said, "Money really do bring you happiness."
Yeah.
Don't ever let a motherfucker tell you money don't bring happiness. Okay. Money really had. I was like, "What the fuck?" That shit look. I was like, "Golly, bro."
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Like, how hard life got to be for your joints to look like that?
That's fucked up. Somebody said he looked like he was chewing dynamite. That's some shit.
Because it did. Because it's like, why are you so young and you got that shit going on, man?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like,
I said, this ain't no way. It was like, yeah, he was like a teenager. A teenager? What you like? That shit crazy.
Hey, he was grown. He was like 19, 18 or something. But like he had like, so I kind of somewhat understand. He had like 10 siblings, like literally. Like this is not a joke. Like he's like one of 10 or one of 11 or something like that. So it's like,
listen, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. 10, 11 siblings doesn't excuse the fact that you get toothpaste and a toothbrush for a dollar.
No, that's true. That's true. But he was
you
like
get
missing
the
whole teeth and shit.
You
right?
get the what was he call
Okay,
it? What's
they
that dollar
just
to
said
the toothpaste, man?
Oh, it's my aim?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
aim
get
is
the
my
aim,
shit.
You get the aim joint going on. It's like 75 cents, man.
Yeah, I was brought up on AIM. It's like the good shit to me. If I gotta use other shit, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah, man. You ain't
Colgate? What the
Crest? What the fuck is that?
Crest, yeah, I don't even fuck with none of that shit. Crest, or like, if you see me with some Crest or Colgate, just know wherever I
I
went
just
didn't
got
have
paid.
AIM.
I just got paid.
Yeah,
You
I
see,
just
see
got
with
paid.
Sensodyne and stuff like that. Yeah, I just got check hit a little early.
It's like when you start doing stuff like early in life, like whatever you've been doing the majority of the time.
You carry it with you.
Yeah, that's all it is. Cause it's like not even the price for real. It's not for real. Like it's not the price at all. It's literally just that I've
You're
been
just
using
comfortable using it.
Hell yeah! And before they even made it like cheap, cause now it's the cheap shit. Like but back in the day, I really don't believe it was $1. Like it's just now all of a sudden it's $1. But that's
it was cheap. Like I want to say it was probably under like it was like $1.50.
Yeah, now that shit $1. Like at Walgreens, so you know it's cheap. Yeah. Like when Walgreens charge you $1 for something, only $1.
Gotta buy
it's
it
cheap.
before I run the fuck out.
Straight up. Man, it's been our return episode. This is I'm trying to think. We got anything else we need to?
Yeah. Because you want to talk about how Drewski is funnier than Key and Peele.
Oh yeah, Drewski is funnier than Key and Peele. Key and Peele, like, man, hold on, I'm an actor. Should I be talking about this shit?
You should, go ahead.
Huh?
Yes, you should.
It's fucked up. Hey man, I fuck with Key and Peele, like, but on the funny side, I feel like Drewski is just way funnier. Like, honestly, like I don't know why I'm pitting all these light skinned men against each other. Why we gotta do that, man?
Because you're comparing two different time periods. And
He
two different levels. It's funny though. It's two different time periods, two different levels of comedy, right? Key and Peele had a broader approach because they can relate to different demographics. Drewski really relates to the youth more so than anything, right? because when he did that sketch about the damn sororities and the fraternities, they almost killed that man. So it just depends on his reach and his dynamic. I'm not taking nothing away from Juicy.
But you just did.
No.
You just
I'm not taking away from.
it.
I'm saying, but yes, because
we are 10 years older than Drewski talking about Drewski because
of his reach, right? His
that's
reach.
what I'm saying. His reach,
but he
is
has a
crazy.
bigger impact in the youth demographic than any other demographic. So you gotta understand that yes, there's people our age that fuck with Drewski, and I'm not against that. What I'm saying is his biggest clientele and his biggest demographic is going to be the youth, the cell phone. What do you call them? The
Gen
cell
Z.
phone critters, the people that have to be on the cell phone. I think that's where his demographic is at. Because he has bite-sized videos. Because our attention span is 5 seconds to a minute and a half.
That's not Drewski though. That's not Drewski though. Drewski videos are long, like all of them,
like 2-3 minutes. Him and Ben Don,
that's
2-3 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. But you have to know though, like in this time, in this day and age,
5 seconds to 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's the range.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got guys who can only do 10-second videos to keep. They can only keep people's attention for 10 seconds. That's not Drewski's problem. Drewski can literally Drewski has done a 5-minute video, and I'm gonna watch that shit. He did a 2-minute video. I'm gonna watch that shit, and I've literally sat there and watched Drewski for an hour. Like from everything he does, from the skits to Could Have Been Love to Could Have Been Records. All that shit, like, dude is a fucking mogul out here on the low. Like, anything he putting his name behind, all his branding and shit, that shit is working. And then I understand what you're saying, like, his biggest demographic is younger people. But check this out, y'all. It's younger people of all fucking ethnicities. I'm talking about Indian people, black people, white people.
I didn't grandulize it. I said younger youth.
That is the broadest range that you can have.
Which is the perfect range to have because the youth are going is what you call it driving. Is going to drive your your attention.
Well, Key and Peele did not have everybody.
Yes, the hell.
No, they didn't. We were not watching. The hood was not watching that shit.
Till this day, Key and Peele clips are still being run.
White people are watching that shit. Most black people did not watch that shit. They thought it was corny. Like coming from the Chappelle Show, people thought Key and Peele was corny. Like
because Key and Peele had to relate to a different type of. It's kind of like the Mad TV Saturday Night Live dilemma, right?
Yeah.
Where black people love Mad
funny.
TV. They love Mad TV because it related to them. While SNL really didn't relate to them, it related more to a generic audience, right? While Mad TV they felt was made for them with Ari Spears and I think it was that Tisha McDonald. I forget these people's names, but yeah, like for that. So I want to say comparing Drewski and Key and Peele is doing the same exact things. That's why I said Drewski, for what it's worth right now, cool. I get it. But if you were to switch them, I truly believe that Key and Peele would have a better reach because they would be across all demographics because the skits that they have could be applied anywhere. And while Drewski's thing, where you have to kind of back then you had to be more than situational funny. Where and when I say situational funny is like, oh, you're just making skits about certain situations. You had to be really funny. You had to be really creative when you did certain things, right? Key and Peele was funny on multiple facets because they wrote their own skits. They wrote for other people. They had different types of avenues to kind of get the attention that they needed. Not taken away from Drewski's thing. I think the NASCAR skit hilarious. I think the NASCAR thing hilarious. I think the one where you got the job hilarious. But like I said, if you were to switch them, I don't think it'd be much of a drop off.
I would say I was with you, but I feel like you just like unintentionally threw a jab at Drewski and put him in a box that he's not in. When you said
situational funny,
yeah, because that kind of refers.
Can you see him doing a 30-minute skit? 30-minute skit show?
Because I'm gonna tell you who falls more into that category. The dude that screams guard. What's his name?
The dude from Detroit.
Yeah, I forgot that dude's name.
No, that is like he's like a one-liner guy.
Yeah, like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Drewski, when he did I
was like, if it's not the guard, it's the one where he does the video with somebody getting knocked the fuck out, or somebody getting beat up. And he even stopped doing those. So because now his skits don't really hit the way they used to hit.
Nah, because the shit ain't really funny. To be honest with you, it's like.
But like I said, Drewski's funny because of the fact that he he's really talking about situations that black people face every day, and it's kind of like we can't talk about it. And he's crossed over into that line. I truly feel like, and you know you're funny when you do something that's borderline crazy and nobody tries to cancel you for it. Because that NASCAR shit, I want to two things I want to say. The makeup artist, phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And him probably going there, and I guarantee nobody knew he was black. Also good.
Right. Ha Davis is his name.
Yeah.
Ha Davis, couldn't find him on Google either. I put in guard and that shit didn't pop up. But Ha Davis, right, I put the exclamation point behind it. I put Detroit comedian. That shit didn't pop up. Ha Davis then fell off. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't have the appeal or the reach that he used to have because the shit wasn't really funny, to be honest. Like it was just, like you said, he would just make fun of a situation or a situation that was already presented. He didn't actually come up with an idea from scratch and then make the shit funnier and funnier as it went on. When Drewski did that skit where he said hood niggas got more time in their day than the average person, and
that's what I'm saying.
That shit was so. He went to New York, and this nigga did this skit. This is why I said we can't just put him in that box because his skits are way longer than 20 seconds. He did this skit that went on for 5 minutes. May it seem like 5 minutes, probably 3 minutes or something. But every hour on the hour, this nigga was doing something else. He was in New York, so he was bouncing around all the boroughs and shit. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. This nigga was outside shooting dice and shit. No, and that shit was so fucking hilarious. Drewski is right now he's a genius. I got Drewski at number 1 out of everybody. I fuck with Desi too. Desi going crazy right now too, and Desi's on he's going upwards
right now. So I think he's finally getting his
getting his flowers.
Yeah, I think he's finally getting that.
Yep.
I think he's been grinding for super long. So I definitely give him that.
1A and 1B, man. I got them right there right now. Oh, and Ben the Dunn, man. Shout out to Ben, man. Memphis, you know what I'm saying? Stand up. Ben the Dunn, Drewski, and Desi, that. Them three.
Another one.
Them three right.
His name.
So it's the fourth one. Who?
Yeah.
We shouting out the dope sketch comedians right now. I got
a light skinned dude.
Light skinned dude.
Dang, I forget. Is he from Detroit?
Oh, the one that he does whole videos though. He does an actual show. I know who you talking about. That dude is funny as hell too. Oh, and then that means we gotta shout out corporate then, because if we go into that lane, because that's a whole nother lane.
It's 10, 15 years in the game.
Yeah, corporate, but him and that guy in Detroit, they're along the same. They don't really do skits. They do a whole episodic
they do a story. Yeah.
Yeah. So, dang, what is that dude name from Detroit, man? Shout out to him though.
I forget his name. It's gonna come at the wrong time.
As soon as the camera go off. So right now, top 5, we got Drewski. We got Desi, we got Ben the Dunn, and then we got the 2 episodic guys. We got corporate, who is just doing his fucking thing right now.
Oh, and T Ruggs, bro. T
Ruggs, who's that?
That's a light skinned dude with glasses. The one that be what you trying to get into? And he be trying, man. That guy.
That dude is funny as hell. So I feel like he hasn't crossed over into mainstream yet, but everybody knows
he don't really want to. That's why he really he said it. He was just I really be doing this shit for fun. If I get hit, if I get hot, I get hot. If I don't, I don't.
He has his core following, but he does not do anything with anybody else.
No, that's what makes him fucking funny. Because he really just keeps to himself. He'll drop a video and he'll just disappear for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I'm about to be on that shit, man. When I get this iPhone 17. Speaking of that, man, we gotta talk to you motherfuckers, man. Hey, listen. Y'all do not be fooled by this shit, man.
For the TikToks.
I was yo, man. This nigga got me to buy an iPhone 17 just solely. He was
I don't work for Apple.
He was
I said it got good.
The camera is 9K. It's shitting on Nikon and Canon.
Yeah.
You can record yourself in the front camera and the back camera. And I was at the same time. And I was okay, that's dope as shit.
Shit fire, right?
Yeah, that's super fire.
Whole time.
But this is what he told me to sell this shit. He said, behind the phone, where you
said that.
I
never said cameras. That. I promise I never said that. I agree with you because I saw the same video, but then I was I said it got to be only on the Pro Max because the Pro Max.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, the Pro Max be the one that be having all the bells and whistles. That's the one that movie producers
looked it up. I bought the shit because of that.
That's what I thought. I fell for it too. Listen,
And then so I
but you
buy.
fell for it like
I'm
hard.
slow.
I didn't fall.
I'm slow as hell because I wound up buying the phone yesterday. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, fuck it. I'm finna go and pre-order this shit. So I buy the phone. Come to find out, man, like it doesn't have a back screen on the phone. Like he was saying, you can record yourself with the back of the phone. But the camera is fire, so I'm excited. Man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still excited. They let me trade in the iPhone 13 and gave me like an $800 credit for this shit. So I only paid $400 for 17. Oh, this is the dope part. I didn't tell you this. I found this out today. So their camera being so cold and being like DSLR quality and like better than a lot of DSLRs, Apple is actually. Everybody knows, you know what Final Cut is, right? Mm-hmm. Apple has made their own Final Cut app where you can put your videos from your iPhone 17 into that app, and you can white balance your videos. You can color grade your videos in a way that is very like cinematic. You can literally make a movie with the phone.
OnlyFans is gonna be, you know what I mean? Twitter is gonna go crazy with the. I mean,
speaking of that, I was on Twitter the other day and I seen like this video. It was called horror porn. It was like, I was like, this shit just popped up random as fuck, and it was like a horror movie, but it was a fucking porno. Like they had like they was really acting, like the color grading was crazy, like, but this shit was wild. Like this dude was fucking his chick, right, and then all of a sudden. The nigga just stopped moving, and she sucked this nigga into her body through her vagina. Like, it's crazy. Like,
nigga was watching for the plot.
I was like,
it's like the acting is amazing. I
said horror porn. I don't even watch horror movies, but fuck it, let's see what's going on with this shit.
but
Sanders 2.0.
Ew. So, all right, do you believe? Damn, what was the comment that Charlamagne the God said that Glorilla has a better catalog than who? I forget.
I don't know. I know he said she was top 3, right?
Like, yeah, if she did a versus, that she would beat Beyonce.
He said Glorilla would be Beyonce?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It had to be that.
Beyonce wouldn't make sense. Now, if
listen,
if you put her against any other female rapper, I feel like
was it Beyonce, bro?
Bro, I'm about to say something that might be. It's gonna be very offensive to you because you're from New York. I think Glorilla could go into a versus with Lil' Kim right now.
And win?
I think that shit would be so competitive because I feel like Lil' Kim only got like 7 songs. Like
that's nasty.
What's Lil' Kim's hits?
That's come on. Let's not do that. There's that.
Put your lighters up.
Put your lighters up. That's a B-roll. That's a B-cut.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Lil' Kim got the shit is so hell. Money, Power, Respect. Because we're doing 3 verses and that, then the other one.
I mean, even with her features, I want to say that doesn't go. I don't think that goes deeper than 10. I don't think that goes deeper than 10 or 12 songs.
I can't really think off the top of my head when it comes to Lil' Kim songs.
I'm just saying, man. I feel like Glorilla has been on at least 15 hits.
So I said this because I was having a conversation with somebody else. The issue that comes to mind when you're doing a versus against somebody that has just a bunch of songs is the human factor. Like I say it all the time, Jay-Z is beatable if Jay-Z picks songs Jay-Z wants to hear. Like nobody wants to hear 444. But Jay-Z may play 444 because he thinks that's a dope ass song.
Yeah.
As much as he loves his mom, I don't want to hear December 4th. I don't want to hear that song. Yeah. I don't give a fuck how emotionally attached you are to that song. You need to play all your hits so the niggas can say, this thing got a catalog. So I think that's the factor that comes into mind when you do a versus.
Yeah,
and I think that's the main reason why, like what you call it, Dipset lost against the Lox.
They played what they wanted to hear
instead of playing what the crowd wanted to hear, so you can get the crowd on your side.
This nigga Jim Jones was up there talking about some purple. What the fuck was he? What the fuck was even the name of this? Purple City something. I was like, yo, we never heard of this shit, bro. But you got songs that we have heard of that you could have been doing and you didn't. Like they do that a lot on verses. I feel like Gucci Mane won the Jeezy one just off the intimidation factor. Like, cause he was up there talking crazy and spicy as hell to Jeezy. But Gucci didn't even play like his bigger songs though. Like he could have played a whole lot more. He just wanted to be real disrespectful, and
Yeah, I'm not.
it worked to his
A
advantage.
little Kim versus a Glorilla battle. It's not looking too good for Glorilla. I'm not gonna hold.
Okay,
you.
well,
Because okay, so Glorilla plays "fuck nigga free," right?
No. We want to just hear Lil Kim's part.
Right, so I'm just saying. So I'm saying, what are you doing when Lil Kim plays "Crush on You"?
Crush on You.
Like, what are you doing? That's a hard album. So what are you doing?
I mean, you gotta play "Fuck Nigga Free" because that's like
okay,
one of the
all
biggest
right, cool,
songs.
cool.
Ever
Got
too.
you, right? And then she plays the what you call it, the Money Power Respect verse. Now what you doing?
Hold on, let me
It's
write it down.
a 10 song verses. Like, what are you doing?
Hold on, let's see. Money, Power, Respect. I'm gonna play today, probably.
Bet, cool. After that,
Tomorrow, I say today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna play
all right,
tomorrow.
cool. Then she plays Not Tonight.
Let's see. Not Tonight.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go?
I forget the hold on. What are the lyrics for it?
Yeah.
It's with the Brat, Angie Martinez, Missy Elliott, Eve. It was
Oh yeah, that's a collab song. Yeah. That was hard. That was hard.
Chick cut, yeah.
If I'm Glow, let's see. Let's look up Glow. Cause you got your cheat sheet over there.
I do.
I got you, Gloria Hallelujah. I was about to actually type in Gloria Hallelujah. Oh shit. Let's see. Oh my God. What's I'ma play Yeah, Glow.
Okay. What about the Jump Off?
What's that?
The jump off. You never heard the Jump Off, Lil Kim, the Jump Off?
I don't know. I don't know how that go. Let's see. Jump Off. Might have to look that one up. Okay.
Lil Kim got hard outs, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like there's a couple.
I mean, look.
There's a couple of songs where it's like, okay.
Jump Off.
Oh shit. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. Right.
Worldwide. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with that. If I was, let me type in.
And I'm probably forgetting like 2 fire songs because I see as I'm like scrolling, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this.
I'm probably gonna play if I'm Glow.
Damn, she got cool, right?
Play
So
Let
if
Her
you
Cook.
play that, I'm playing Quiet Storm.
That is
Tough out.
That's definitely tough. She probably win that one with that. Let's see. Quiet Storm. Hold on, is that the one with Prodigy and Mobb? Was that Mobb Deep? Yeah. So Quiet Storm, and then probably. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Wannabe.
Cool. I'm gonna play. I'm
gonna bring Cardi B out with that too.
Bet. I'm gonna play her verse on "It's All About the Benjamins."
Okay, hold on. Let's see. All About the Benjamin.
I'm playing her verse on that.
And then I know I'm missing something. I'm missing something with Glow too. I know for a fact I am. Like, cause she didn't been on too many goddamn songs. Like, cause I ain't even really tapped into her features yet. What am I gonna do with that? I gotta go through her discography for real. Okay, was this her first album? Glorious. Oh yeah, I could. It's so much over here, man.
What's the procedure when a band be talking?
Yeah, I play Procedure, man.
Cool. You play that. I'm playing Get Money.
Oh yeah.
Tough
Hold up.
out.
Procedure. Get Money.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna play the one with T-Pain, cause everybody love that song. Yeah, I'm playing that. I love her.
Okay. Then I play Wait a Minute.
That wasn't a hit, but I got you.
Her verse on Wait a Minute?
Hey, yeah, wow, tap out, watch out now. That shit, it's the little one that don't knock bow out. Yeah, she killed that shit.
Yeah, see? All right.
No, she killed that shit. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, we going with you can't lose with a Boss Man D-Lo. Oh, there. Yeah. We're gonna do that one. We're gonna do All There.
All There?
Uh-huh.
Shit, Players Anthem. I'm looking right at it and I totally ignored it.
Yeah. Players Anthem. Yep. And then, boom, what we coming back with on that one?
Yep, right.
On that one. Let's see. What we going with on that one?
I'm telling you right now, so far, Lil Kim got six tough outs.
Nah, listen, Lil Kim.
Six
Kim,
tough outs.
Hey, man.
And that's all
Blow like
I needed was 5. All I needed was 5, so 6 tough outs.
Yeah. Nah, hold on.
And then I could even play her verse on Whoa.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about this. I would just have to control. It's 7 p on Friday. Hey, Nick, she could actually start off with that one.
Okay, if you start off with that one to beat that, I'm doing It's All About the Benjamins just to get you out of the way. You want to stomp? Cool. Now it's a fucking stampede right now.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That right there though, that song right there is tough too though. Like she got like 3 songs for sure that's super tough. Fuck Nigga Free, Tomorrow, and that one right there, TGIL.
Cool.
Like,
and if you play that in succession, I'm hitting you with.
No, I would line it all up though. Like I would literally have to go back, like, cause I'm thinking of it on the spot, just like you are. Like just looking at songs and like where, cause I knew I was missing some Glorilla songs, cause she got way more hits than what that was.
I'm letting you play your fire first. I'll throw some garbage out there, let you think you get it, and then after that, it's gonna be hit after hit after hit after hit after hit.
So I mean, I feel like Glow could come out the gate like swinging hard, but then like on the back end, like the nostalgia of, you know, like Lil Kim having hits so far back that everybody knows, then it'll kick in. But I still feel like that kind of proved my point though. Like Lil Kim don't have more than like 12 hits that she was on or a part of. Like it's probably like 10ish.
I would say 10ish. It's a good amount.
It's
a good amount. This is why like a Lil Kim versus Foxy would have made more sense.
I mean, Foxy ain't
both got the same.
Foxy ain't got no hits for real.
Don't do that.
Foxy got like 3 songs that she was a part of that was hits.
Don't do that.
Worldwide. We're not talking about in New York. We're talking about it's
worldwide.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it's way different.
Didn't she lose her voice for like 6 years or so?
Yeah, but whatever it was, I'm saying like where you're from is gonna know more of your music. That's like bringing Foxy Brown to Memphis and saying like who got a better catalog, her or Gangsta Boo. Folks from Memphis is gonna know so much shit from Gangsta Boo that you're gonna think she was the biggest star in the world if you go to Memphis. Like, and I hear the same shit about Foxy Brown, but around the world, we like, nigga, what songs was she on besides the one with, like, I feel like she did something with Busta Rhymes or some shit, and I feel like she did one with Jay-Z.
And then she did that shit with the Jamaican joint.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are her hits? Like, she got like 3 songs for real, like that the world will know. Let's see, Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown has, let's see. And I know the chorus to that. I don't know that song at all. Like, so.
You thought that shit was Khalees?
Yeah. This one right here hard.
Right.
That one hard. That's hard.
Nah,
so I fuck with that one.
Glow versus Foxy. That's a Foxy.
Oh, well, this ILB, right? This the one with Jay-Z. Yeah. Ooh, her first 2 or 3 songs is crazy, but after that, I don't know what that is. Well, they just let her rap on fucking everybody else's already hit songs and shit. How the hell is she
out here rapping? Grown people rap.
Yeah, she had like the best features ever though. Method Man, Drew Hill, Jay-Z, Havoc.
Yeah, man, better call her the Il Nana, man.
But none of these, but she got like, bro, she literally, it might be more hits than I thought. It might be like 5. But the rest of this shit is like unknown to the world. But hey, we gotta get up out of here, man. This we back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we back live and direct, man.
Next time we're gonna shoot this motherfucker with the 17. Hopefully, I don't know if it's here, and we're gonna
it's gonna be 4K.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna put like a movie filter on this. Oh man, did you see that? Hold up. We'll talk about this real quick. Did you see that podcast like in England where the dude was like he don't date black women?
Oh, and then
And
he lost it. And
yeah.
then did you see the behind the scenes clip where he was still going crazy? And he
Yeah.
was like, "I told y'all bitches, I'm not fucking with y'all."
Yeah,
Like, I'm like,
now I ain't gonna lie, you a bitch, like for real.
yeah,
like,
that's nasty.
yeah,
You gotta love your black women. Man.
Yeah.
I can't see myself
You
rocking with anybody else.
you a whole old ass nigga, bro. You like our age or some shit, like or like, and you
as
going.
difficult as black women can be, I can't see myself with black women.
Nah, that
without
shit was-
without a black woman.
That was disgusting, my nigga. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. You talking about you was in jail and all this shit. Bro, you really give off you was getting beat up in that bitch every day. Like, that's what it comes across. You were so ready to get in a woman's face and go off on them and talk crazy to them. And you got you had all them niggas sitting right beside you wasn't agreeing to none of the shit you was saying.
Yeah,
but you
they
ain't had that energy for them.
looked at it, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, and then
Tough.
you even admitted that black women ain't did shit to you. They just didn't hold you down when you went to jail. Nigga, fuck you. You chose to go to jail. What is wrong with you, my nigga? Like to go against your own race. Then you said something about like how your mama won shit, so that's the reason you really don't like
There's
black
a lot
women.
of trauma in that.
Hey, my guy, you really need to go to therapy for real though. Like, cause you moving,
They kicked him off the
acting,
podcast.
speaking like a bitch, huh?
And they kicked him off the podcast.
I believe it. They kicked his ass.
I mean, after all that, you gotta get kicked off because that man was going crazy.
Yeah, something is wrong with you.
I'd
my
have
nigga.
been like, nah, bro.
And my mom and daddy blacker than you. Like, he was saying shit like that.
Meant
What-
nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all. Like,
Nigga
an
tried
albino
bullshit.
nigga gotta let you know that they black. This shit crazy. We get it, my nigga. You a ginger, but it's okay. You were fucking grown how you talked to that girl. She was young as shit. Like, I didn't. First of all, talking to a grown woman like that is wrong. You talked to, and they weren't even that. They weren't even being spicy with you.
Yeah,
You
they
just
really-
offended all of them, and they all spoke up, and they really could have been on some shit like, well, fuck it. You ain't the type of nigga I fuck with anyway. That's the type of energy, like, I think I would have been, like, called for. They weren't even on that. They didn't disrespect you. They didn't call you ugly. They didn't say they wouldn't fuck with you. They just said, like, yo, why do you feel like this about us? And then they everything that you said, they broke down why it didn't make sense. And you just lost it. Hey, my guy, pull your fucking panties up and stop being a bitch. Like, for real. That shit was nasty.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I think that was just. I mean, you can have a discussion if you don't like it, cool, but you didn't have to go to the point where you went. I think it was just a lot of trauma behind that. It was just nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they kicked him off because the behind the scenes is worse than the on the air shit. So I'm just like, golly, like this. Yeah, man was hurt, man. That's all.
He was hurt.
It's one of those times where who hurt you made a lot of sense.
Yeah, not for real. Somebody did hurt him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I was too tough on this nigga because you can tell he just not. He emotionally he been scarred, but you don't. When you were scarred, you don't come out and try to inflict the same scars on other people. You know what I'm saying? I know they say hurt people, but you're a grown ass man, bro, and you just went 21-year-old girl, 22-year-old, and you just handled that shit totally wrong, man. And for that, you get a whole lot of capper of the day. Just made that shit up on the spot. We out.
A lot of capper.
Whole lot of capper.